Hi, I'm Anaphils, your resident Aniphiles here to give you your fix of anime philosophy. Today's fill file will feature Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, Part 3, The Conflict, Episode 1. This episode throws us into two intense battles that shake the foundations of the Soul Society: Senjumaru's devastating fight with the Schutzstaffel and Uryuu, and the earth-shattering clash between Yhwach, the King of the Quincies, and Ichibei, leader of the Royal Guard. We're going to focus on both fights, but Yhwach's battle with Ichibei steals the show, exposing the dangerous illusion of invincibility. Let's break it down. First, let's look at Senjumaru's battle. She faces off against the Schutzstaffel, unleashing her powerful Bankai, which literally shakes 3 worlds. This is no ordinary attack. It's so powerful that her fellow Royal Guard members must die to unlock it, as sealed by the blood oath they all share. The sacrifice of the other Royal Guards wasn't enough to turn the tide. This moment represents the crushing realization that even the greatest strength, when faced with unstoppable forces, can crumble. The Royal Guard, once seen as the ultimate protectors, is now in ruins. But as intense as that fight is, the real centerpiece is the clash between Yhwach and Ichibei. Ichibei steps into the fight with an overwhelming confidence, using his Bankai to rename Yhwach as Black Ant, a move designed to strip away his power and reduce him to something insignificant. This shows how Ichibei sees himself as the one who defines and controls reality with his words and power. His belief that he can diminish Yhwach through this renaming reflects the Royal Guard's sense of superiority. Yhwach quickly proves otherwise. Despite being renamed, Yhwach shatters Ichibei's control, unleashing his godlike power in full force. In a brutal display, he cuts Ichibei into pieces, leaving only his head intact. The once invincible leader of the Royal Guard is completely decimated, and it's not just his body that's destroyed, it's his confidence, his belief in his own invulnerability. Ichibei's fall represents the collapse of the Royal Guard's illusion of invincibility, something they've built up over centuries. They thought they were the strongest, the untouchable, but Yhwach's rise shows that no matter how powerful you are, there is always someone who can break through your defenses. Philosophically, this battle exposes the idea that invincibility is an illusion. Ichibei's belief that he could reduce Yhwach to nothing with just a name shows his arrogance, thinking his power is absolute. But Yhwach's rise and destruction of Ichibei prove that even the strongest forces can be broken. Yhwach is not just overcoming Ichibei physically, he's overcoming the entire idea that the Royal Guard is untouchable. The moment Ichibei is chopped into pieces is the moment that illusion is shattered for good. This brings us to a larger theme in Bleach: the fragility of power. The Royal Guard, who have stood as protectors of the Soul Society, have fallen in one swift stroke. Their defeat shows that no matter how powerful or protected a system may seem, it can crumble in an instant. The illusion of invincibility can blind those in power, making them believe they are above defeat. But Yhwach's godlike strength strips away that illusion, showing that even the strongest can be reduced to nothing. The mighty fall when they rely too much on their perceived invulnerability. Yhwach and his Schutzstaffel now march toward the Soul King's domain, and the future of the Soul Society has never seemed more fragile. So, what's the takeaway from this episode? First, the illusion of invincibility is dangerous. Ichibei's downfall shows us that no matter how powerful you are, believing you're untouchable only sets you up for a bigger fall. Yhwach's fight is a reminder that true power is not in the perception of control, but in the ability to shatter expectations and transcend limitations. Second, the fragility of systems built on power is a central theme. The Royal Guard's fall shows how quickly a seemingly unbeatable structure can collapse when challenged by a force like Yhwach. What do you think? Was Ichibei too overconfident, or did Yhwach simply overpower him with a force that couldn't be stopped? And how do you feel about the collapse of Squad Zero? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on these intense battles. If you're enjoying these philosophical deep dives, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support helps keep the channel going and brings more thought-provoking anime discussions to your feed.